I do think that there are real issues at stake in this conversation. So this isn't, I don't think this is just a big brouhaha and we're going to lift the veil and say, see, really, there's no problem. No. There's legitimate issues at stake. I think on the one hand, those who are maybe sort of scared of where science might take us are legitimately concerned about the impact of this on the faith of young people. I think they are legitimately concerned about what we would give up. I think that there is good reason to proceed cautiously and to wonder what are the implications of this? Where is this going to take us? And unfortunately, generations ahead of us might not appreciate how cross-pressured young people feel on these issues. So I think that's legitimate. I understand. I do think that there's something at stake there in terms of the future of faith. And if we stick our head in the sands about this, we're certainly not going to address that issue. On the other hand, I think there are also legitimate concerns for those Christians who kind of want to act like, oh, it's no problem. Let's just enthusiastically embrace science. Now, I definitely think that Christians should pursue the vocation of science. I think that's a good cultural work to do. How we put together science and Christian faith, though, is not just self-evidently clear. This isn't necessarily neat and tidy. And I think some are legitimately concerned that the way Christians are putting faith and science together, it's kind of like, well, science sets the parameters, and whatever little bits of Christian faith fit in the space that's left, that let's go with that, you know? Or it's sort of like scientists are setting the table, and whatever they'll let Christian theologians say, we'll say that. Now, I think that there are some people who are legitimately concerned that we're kind of selling the farm if we take that approach, right? That there's, wait a second, why should the scientists set the rules of the game here? Why do they get to, why does all of this have to happen on their terms? I think there is good reason to ask, could there be a more robust theology in the theology and science dialogue? And ultimately, I think what's at stake here is the witness of the church. I mean, the church, the body of Christ is called to be God's image bearers to the world. We shouldn't care about winning some culture war so that we can run a country. We are a holy nation, a royal priesthood, who are called to be image bearers of a coming kingdom. And ultimately what's at stake for us is how can we do that well? And how can we do that in a way that actually honors some of the strangeness of that coming kingdom? You know, in some sense, I think Christians won't always fit neatly and tidily in the categories that our culture gives us. And I think the way that Christians engage science as a cultural issue is a bit of a litmus test for whether or not we're willing to be a peculiar people.